This is one of the 5 crops that we rely on for our income, and this is one of our biggest sellers. And I feel like to be successful as a market farmer, you should know what those 5 crops are on your farm. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lick Branch Farms. Today we are in the high tunnel, getting ready to plant some cucumbers, some of our favorite warm season vegetables. We're also going to start some bell peppers, some green bell peppers, some hot cherry peppers, and some jalapeno peppers today. But before we do that, guys, I want to thank all of the new subscribers we've got here lately. I've seen a huge influx of new subscribers to our channel. I want to say thank you to you guys. Thank you for your support. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we hope that you'll consider subscribing. Like I said, we do a lot of stuff on this channel, and I'm sure we have something on here for everyone. All right, guys, before we get started on those cucumbers and those peppers, I wanted to show you guys, I got another row pulled up in what I'm calling the new high tunnel, the base of it. We pulled up another row, and I transplanted some kohlrabi out in it today. I still got to water it in. I was kind of holding off because it looks a little cloudy. We were supposed to get a little bit of a shower this morning. We didn't here. My son and I went fishing this morning, and we did get a little wet on the lake, about 30-45 minutes from here, but got back home and hadn't rained a drop. And we also got a couple of rows of radishes direct seeded yesterday out in the main garden, and I did a short on that, and I think you guys might have seen it. But with radishes and things of that nature, and carrots, what I normally do is I'll tarp those seeds. I'll wet it down real good. I irrigated it real good yesterday, and I put the tarps on it today, and letting the sun hit it and get that soil good and warm. And I'll peek under this thing a couple of times a day because it doesn't take them long to germinate. And once I see the first seeds starting to sprout, I'll pull these tops off and let them get off to the races. Now, like I said, it is the last week in December here. Today is the 27th, so it is just about to be go time around here. We are getting ready to be swamped with seed starting. I had 6,000 seeds show up yesterday. I had another 3,000 show up today, and I've got 4,000 or 5,000 in the barn that I've been collecting over the winter time. Heirloom tomatoes and things of that nature that we're going to get started here pretty soon. And today we're going to be working on these cucumbers that we're going to be putting inside this high tunnel. These cucumbers are not field cucumbers, but they are going to be under protective culture. These guys here, we finally decided that we're going to run one full row of pickling and slicing cucumbers, and they'll share the same row, so there'll be 50 plants on one side and there'll be 50 plants on the other. So the seed trays that I'm going to use are 50 cell seed trays. Basically what they are strawberry flats, and I use these guys a lot for squash, zucchini, cucumbers. And we'll even use them for tomatoes, you know, under some circumstances. And I've used them for tomatoes for here simply because, you know, we can take 50 and that makes one full row of tomatoes and so on and so forth. Now, we're only starting 100 pickling cucumbers and we're starting 100 slicing cucumbers, 50 of which will go in here. 50 of each variety will go in here. So that's 100 cucumber plants going to go in a row here. And then there'll be 50 hopefully in this other high tunnel that we'll put in there. So that'll give us 100 in here, and that'll give us 100 over here as soon as we get this one finished. So the cucumber varieties that we've chosen for the high tunnel are this pickling cucumber, Excelsior. I know you guys have heard of this one. This guy is Parthenocarpet and Genosis, which means it does not need a pollinator, plus it produces predominantly female flowers. And the slicing variety that we've chosen is Corinto. And I've used this guy, I've planted both of them before. Now Corinto is an amazing slicing cucumber. This thing will put out cucumbers like nobody's business. I've only grown them in the field though. I've never grown them in a protective culture like this. So I'm looking for good things out of this one. All right guys, so we're gonna start with the Excelsior. And I have always planted my squash, cucumbers, things of that nature, flat round or flat seed. And you guys can look at that seed and tell that it has two sides. It has a pointy end, which is that end, and it has a split on the other end, which is that end. Let me get that camera to focus. That end. Now, that seed, that radical is going to come out of this end, where you see that split. So I've always planted that end down. That gives that root tap. As soon as it comes out of that seed, it'll go straight in and start growth. Now, if you plant this end up, will it still grow? Yes, absolutely it will. But it's got to grow up, out, and then turn and come down. That's why you see most of your seeds, they'll come up like this. Now this one won't, it'll come straight up out of there. And it's just a little tip to kind of ease into your germination or to bring your germination rate up. Now these guys here have a 99% germination rate, so really good seeds. Out of that pack of seeds, only one shouldn't germinate. 99 of those seeds should germinate. There's 100 in that pack. So it'll probably be that seed right there that won't germinate. So there's many different ways to transplant cucumber, tomatoes, peppers, things of that nature. A lot of guys will prime their seed. Well, they'll take these seeds here and they'll soak them in water, you know, for a few hours, kind of soften them up a little bit to start the germination process. I have even took wet paper towels and laid my seeds in and fold them up and sit them on top of a deep freezer or refrigerator or a warm windowsill to start the process. Once I seen that tap coming out of that seed, and take it, put it in the soil. I've done things that way and they grow that way. But for the sake of time and the amount of seeds that we've got to get started, we're going to go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way. Now this flat that I just showed you does not have anything, no magic dirt, soil, or anything else like that in it. It has the same seed start material that we use for everything else. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to go through and take each one of these seeds with that split that I showed you earlier, that split in, and we're going to point it straight down in the center of that cell. And we're only going to push it in quarter, 3/8, maybe a ½ inch. ½ inch is going to be the absolute maximum depth that we're going to go. And normally, I kind of got a feel for it when I push in and I feel a little kind of tension on it. That's when I turn it loose. And it's going to sit straight up and down in there, kind of like that. And I'll give you guys a shot of it here in just a second. I'll get a few of them started. So, this is 5 in that cell right there. And you can see kind of how deep they are. Not really deep at all. And what I'll do is whenever I get all of them in, I'll kind of sprinkle a little bit of peat moss over the top of them, and I'll water these guys in really good. Alright guys, the slicing cucumbers, the Corinthos, are planted the exact same way. Nothing different about them. Matter of fact, the seeds look the same, identical to the pickling cucumbers. So if you're not careful, you'll get them mixed up. But this is what we're planting. And we're basically going to do the same thing. Go through here in these cells, no more than a ½ inch, and we're going to put the pointy end, the split end, to the very bottom, straight down, just like we did the pickling cucumber. So keep in mind, if we did not have this high tunnel, we would not be starting our cucumbers right now, because it is too early for field cucumbers here in North Carolina. For, you know, the zone that we're in, it's way too early for that. We're still, man, 8 weeks from putting field cucumbers in, and we won't start those guys till the end of February, 1st of March for our field cucumbers. But this is one of the 5 crops that we rely on for our income, and this is one of our biggest sellers. And I feel like to be successful as a market farmer, you should know what those 5 crops are on your farm. All right guys, so we switched over to peppers now, and all the pepper seed I got came from Seedway. This is bell peppers, hot cherry peppers, and jalapeno pepper. And the only difference is that I plant peppers in a PropTech 242. That means there's 242 cells in this tray. And we do that for 2 reasons, because these peppers will get up potted. They will go into a bigger container before it's time to put them in the ground. But it takes peppers so long to germinate that if we don't start them now, we'll miss our optimal planting window when it's time to put them out in the garden. Alright guys, so it's coming down pretty good out there right now, you can see. So we're going to water these guys in on the inside. I didn't want to leave them out there and blow everything out of the tray. But our seed start mix was pretty wet already. I mean, it's damp. So basically what we're going to do is just go ahead and water them in just a little bit, and then take them inside and put them in the germination chamber. Alright guys, well, it's raining hard out there right now, but we got everything in the building over here in the germination right. So I got the cucumbers in here, and what you see, this guy here is about 80 degrees. That's about right for those. We've got some beets that I started on the 25th, and they're already sprouting. But yeah, cucumbers and peppers both need to be on heat mats to germinate, and they need to be set around 75 or 80 degrees. So I got that one on 80, and this one here is on about 85, so they're on that heat mat there. And I had it open, it's on 65 now, but it'll drop, or it'll go up to about 85 here in a little bit.
So I'll keep you guys updated on what they look like, how long it takes them to germinate, you know, how many germinate, or the germination rate that we get out of those guys. So I'm gonna get up to the house and get some dry clothes on. But guys, as always, we appreciate you stopping by. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.